You are interested in the unusual, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Human beings are still fish.
Human beings are fish?
Why, yes, of course they are.
Forelegs, which is one of the great scientific books of all time. He captured the public imagination, partly because it's a fantastic fish, but I think we must also give credit to JLB for a really good marketing exercise. He captured the public imagination.
The problem with those who are unable to see evolution, I think, is they don't have imaginations.
It's really just an argument from incredulity. Apparently, oh, so we're apes, we're fish, we don't have any free will or anything like that, or some nonsense. It's really interesting that they want to use this argument from incredulity, this lack of imagination.
So there isn't a process, as it were, going on in the cell saying, look, be patient.
No.
It's going to be a feather, believe me.
It doesn't happen like that. There's got to be a series of advantages all the way in the feather. If you can't think of one, then that's your problem, not natural selection's problem. Natural selection, well, I suppose that is a sort of matter of faith on my part, since the theory is so coherent and so powerful.
There's something about the ancient nature of this fish and the story that goes with it. 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 And the story.
It's a coelacanth.
Since J.L.B. Smith identified the strange fish, he was able to christen it. He named the genus Latimeria, after the woman who had saved the fish for science, and the species Calumny, after the river near where it was caught. The press went wild with the news, calling it the most important scientific discovery of the century. A creature from a group thought to be extinct for millions of years was alive. It was a living fossil, a window into the past. The term living fossil had been coined by Darwin. In his writings on evolution, he argued that somewhere, most likely in the ocean depths, some creatures would have eluded the pressures to evolve and changed little from prehistoric times. Now, here was a living coelacanth, strikingly similar to fossils more than 50 million years old.
To say, even my family in the end began to think I was cuckoo. I suppose I was very cuckoo.
Coelacanths are close relatives of the fish that scientists consider as the ancestor of all land animals. The coelacanths have lived for probably 350 million years, and in that time they have changed but little. Coelacanths are close relatives of the fish that scientists consider as the ancestor of all land animals. The coelacanths have lived for probably 350 million years, and in that time they have changed but little.
Although the coelacanth was not using them to crawl on the bottom, to the expert eye, their motion hinted at walking. Although the coelacanth was not using them to crawl on the bottom, to the expert eye, their motion hinted at walking. The final riddle. The coelacanth may never have stepped onto land.
There's the presence of a vestigial lung.
Scientists will continue to explore these secrets, and perhaps more lives will be touched by this mysterious survivor. When DNA samples of the Indonesian coelacanth were sequenced, they suggested that this was a new species and dissuaded scientists from the idea that the Indonesian fish was a stray. In fact, from the DNA analysis, it seems that the two populations were separated many millions of years ago. Once again, the mysterious fossil fish surprised scientists around the world.
The Indonesian discovery upset the whole apple cart. Science was all nice and happy. They'd got these little enclaves in the Comores all sorted out, and that anything that was outside that was a stray. Now, all of a sudden, 10,000 kilometers away, right across the other side of the Indian Ocean, we have another colony of coelacanths. And it's not just one or two, it's not strays, it's a colony. They are known to the Indonesian fishermen.
That this was a new species, were separated many millions of years ago.
Human beings are still fish.
Human beings are fish?
Why, yes, of course they are.